Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? I'm doing a quick live in the group just to go over why we need to all understand how to maintain our lymph-brain connection. It's something that every single one of us has, and we really don't even think about it much. If you have anxiety, if you have depression, if you have brain fog, and I still hear from many people who have COVID 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, and I just had COVID before the holidays, and they still have brain fog. After I had the COVID for the second time, about a month later, I had tinnitus. Any of you experienced that? So we have to see how maintaining our lymph-brain connection that they found in 2015, they found lymphatic vessels in the brain can make a great difference in how you feel mentally and how you think. Brain fog was always a big problem. Since COVID, it became even bigger. With COVID, we know that people get more tinnitus, more neuropathy, more strokes, seizures, anxiety, depression, more sleep problems. I don't know how many of you are having sleep. Sorry, I keep hitting my computer. How many of you are having sleep issues? But it's a big problem. And I believe we can gain control over it. How many of you have a child who is having anxiety? There's a big problem with anxiety in adults, but in children, it's crazy. I believe last year when I checked on how many children have in the US have anxiety, it was 7%. I just checked the other night, it was 25%. What is going on with our brains that is affecting us in such great numbers? How come 50% of us are going to lose our ability to think by the time we die with dementia? I experienced with my mom normal pressure hydrocephalus. It was a horrendous disease. And if you don't know about hydrocephalus, we see it in children. Their heads swell because fluid is building in their brain. It's because the lymphatic system isn't working. So when that happens when we get older, the fluid that's building in our brain crowds out our brain and we really can't function after a while. So whether you have anxiety, whether you have depression, whether you have brain fog, whether you just want to live a healthy life and you want to be able to retire and be able to move and think, then you need to really understand the lymphatic system. And unfortunately, most people don't understand the lymphatic system, and it's really affecting our lives. And we work through it, we get in front of the computer, we still work, but we're not working at our best because our brains aren't working as well. If you've experienced anxiety, how does that affect your life? What do you feel when you get anxiety? We start to feel different. Your heart may start to pound a little more, beat a little faster, get a little harder to breathe. Your chest gets tight. You can't think clearly. These are all things that are due to the lymphatic system. And unfortunately, we've missed the lymphatic system. It's just something that we don't talk about. And many of you know I'm a person who cares about people, and that's why I keep on doing this. And why I made a $97 course, because, again, I used to have a $2,700 course. That was my main course. If you didn't have the funds for that, I'm sorry. But that doesn't sit well with me. I want to help more people. So we lowered the price of our main course, which is coming up September 16th. But what I developed is a shorter 4-week course where we're going over the first lesson, just the first lesson, and a couple of other things I put into it from our big course. And remember, it is really a fraction of what it used to be. But here's why I did the $97 course, because my course has had a lot of information. You're going to learn how to, in this Dynamic Lymph-Brain Detox course, you're going to learn how to drain everything above your underarms up. You're going to learn how to drain, even inside your mouth. And we have to learn how to drain inside our mouth because we have nodes under our tongue that must help drain everything above that area. So I understand how creating flow in our body, like I show you the Lymph Man shoulder shuffle, I do that often. I do that 2 or 3 times. I just did that now 3 times. My body is tingling. I understand how to teach people very easily how to maintain this system that is our body's sewage treatment system. And if we can't maintain it, what happens? We fill with inflammation. We get things like anxiety. A study came out just recently saying that Neurological diseases are linked to brain acidity. Well, when your lymphatic system can't clean your brain, then your brain becomes acidic. It becomes filled with its own waste. So maintaining the lymphatic system is key, and not just for the brain. In our Dynamic Lymph-Brain Detox course, the 4-week course, we're going to learn how to drain up here, but that's going to start to affect your body. And most people don't realize how inflamed they are. So that if you go into just draining yourself, following somebody on TikTok, you're going to feel pretty bad because you're going to release a lot of waste. Remember, because the lymphatic system is not working, our tissues, our organs, our brain, your eyes, every part of your body fills with cellular waste, and we don't see it until it gets extreme. Some people live with inflammation, but there's no need. We really can control it. I can tell you at 66, if I wasn't controlling my lymphatic system, I wouldn't be here today. I don't say that lightly. I had a lot of heart disease, strokes in my family, grandparents, parents, so I've worked on that. And it's something we have to work on. How many of you think your health is just something you could just live your life, do what you want, eat what you want? No, if you want to live and have a vibrant life, you have to eat certain foods. And I'm not perfect in my diet. I'm not perfect in my lifestyle. I want you to know that. I really am not. I'm not, one of these people who just eats vegetables. I want to live my life. I want to be able to enjoy myself. But if we don't understand that everything we do, diet, our lifestyle, our habits, the work we do, sitting in front of a computer. If you sit in front of a computer all day long, and most of us do, then you're going to be limiting your lymphatic system. And it's great to do exercise every day, but sometimes our lymphatic system is just stuck. Maybe you had a trauma, maybe you had a car accident, you've been living with stress, and the lymph system actually gets very compromised, and the lymph fluid inside of it gets like glue. So we have to open that up. And who's better to do it than you? And when you learn to maintain your lymphatic system, and most people tell me it takes like 15 minutes a day. Every time I talk to somebody who's been in my course for a year or two, they say, John, it just takes 15 minutes a day. But what really I give you is an awareness. It's that awareness of how the lymphatic system and cellular waste is really creating every disease. And it's not just about draining your lymphatic system. You can get that anywhere. It's really about changing your cellular environment. And that's what I'm a master of. I've been doing it for 30 years. And I got used to working with some of the worst people who doctors could not help. And I would get they would see a difference often from the first session and within a few weeks. And people who join our programs, which we've had hundreds of people join, they get results within a week and a half to 2 weeks. They start feeling different because we all have this system that's meant to move and flow and clean our body, and it's just not doing it. It has to complete circulation. So if you have high blood pressure, if you feel bloated, if you feel pressure in your head, headaches, migraines, it's because your lymphatic system is not able to clean that area. So I'd like to just be open-minded. Know that I'm a person who cares deeply about people. I always say this. I was a lifeguard in New York City at Nathan's, right down from Nathan's by the pier, for a few years. I was in the Army. I was a medic. I was a New York City firefighter. I hope you're getting it. Some people say I have a savior complex, and maybe I do. I want to help people. And then I learned about the lymph system, and I realized that it's missed in medicine, and in not understanding it is killing us. And that's how I really feel. It's actually hurting all of us from when we're born, not understanding it. Thankfully, our children, we get through it and we live through our life. But then we get diseases like cancer or anxiety or depression or COPD or lung problems or fibrosis. And it's all because this one system is not flowing. Okay, I can go on forever. I'm not going to go on forever. But if you guys have any questions, I really can't see. The way I set this up, I can't see any questions. But I will go into the comments and answer any if there are any. And just know that you have a lymphatic system. I have 2 courses. One's an 8-week course that's filled with a lot of stuff. If you're a person who loves to learn, you're going to learn all the new science that's really even missed in medicine. And then what I did was, for not everybody wants to take that big course. So I made a smaller course because I believe everybody needs to understand how to maintain their brain. It will be life-changing for you. That's our $97 4-week course. We meet every Monday starting August 5th, and it will be life-changing for you. Can you imagine feeling circulation in your head, knowing what to do when you're about to have a panic attack, an anxiety attack? You're getting very depressed. You can't think. You're having brain fog. You'll know what to do when you take one of my courses. Or, again, you're not a course person, buy an hour with me, and I'll coach you. I'll tell you what supplements you could do. I'll give you a couple of ideas of what you can do for your lymph, but teaching you a full routine that you'll get in my course if you need it. So that $97 course, here's why I think it's even better. For $97, you're getting 4 weeks with me. So now when you take the September course, because I have a lot of people waiting for the September course. Now when you take the September course for 2 months, you could have another month with me for $97, where we're going to go over the first week of that main course, because it's a lot of stuff to get, and you're going to go into that big course much easier. But this course on maintaining your brain, do you ever think of why we lose our ability to see as well as we get older? We lose our ability to hear as we get older. And of course, we know that 50% of us lose our ability to think is because we're filling with cellular waste. And if we can gain control over circulation and above our shoulders, in our axilla, and in our head, then we can gain control over how we live our life and how we age. And that's the most important thing. I'm 66. I want to be 115. But I want to still be able to be functional and healthy at 115. And if you look at people around the world who live in places where they eat healthy and they walk and they exercise, they live where they don't take cars, they live to over 100 without dementia. And I understand a lot of what we need to do that. It's about creating circulation, and we do it with the lymphatic system. We're going to learn about diet, basic supplements that you just get on Amazon, or you probably have them already in your home. And then I'm going to teach you a few different exercises that you can do in just a few seconds and open up your lymphatic system. And then we're going to learn how to drain above the shoulders, even in the axilla and inside the mouth, to improve lymph flow in your brain, and you'll feel it. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll put a link to the course so you can see it on the bottom in the comments. But again, I'm here to help you. You have to take that first step. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. Hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions.